Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope that you get something from it. Today is day 2 of Just for Today. If you haven't seen the first video, it is kind of an introduction on what we're doing here, and I'm still kind of winging it, so just forgive me. Today is actually, let me make sure, January 7th. I did start this series on January 5th, 2020, and so I did skip yesterday, and so in order to keep us all caught up, I do want to read the entry from yesterday so we can kind of stay caught up. There's no apologies here, so I don't like that I missed yesterday, but I did, and we're moving forward today. So this is the Just for Today NA, which is Narcotics Anonymous revised. And on each page is a date, a mantra or a scripture or a phrase of whatnot that begins the page. It lets you know like basic text 103. So this would be the revision statement from the original Narcotics Anonymous on page 103. So today is January 7th. You know what? I changed my mind. We're going to read today because it's just for today, and that's what we're doing. So today is January 7th, and the topic is recovery. So let's get started. Recovery. Narcotics Anonymous offers addicts a program of recovery that is more than just a life without drugs. Not only is this way of life better than the hell that we've lived, it is better than any life that we have ever known. And I don't know how true that is for any of you. If you are going to NA or AA right now, currently in your life, I'm not sure if it's feels better than any life that you've ever known, because maybe there was a time in your life that you never used drugs and never thought that you would, and you were actually just kind of living a life on your own of sobriety without actually considering the fact that you were living a life of sobriety, because perhaps this was a time before you ever started using drugs, and you were just living a life of sobriety. Now there are people that use drugs here and there, and then they move forward to just kind of live everyday normal lives, and then there's people that use drugs here and there that it affects their lives completely, and just they suffer with loss every time that they choose to use drugs or alcohol. They will ultimately lose something almost immediately in their life that was important to them, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I knew that sobriety was important for me, because every time I used drugs or alcohol, it ultimately led me down the loss of anything from a dog, literally, a cat, to a home, to a person I loved, to jobs. I have lost a lot because I made the choice to use drugs and alcohol, and it affected me terribly. Yes, I could have made the choice to use drugs or alcohol and then go to work the next day, but because I didn't. And because I was with someone, my pet, literally my dog, ran away once because I was with someone who was sharing that life with me, and it was a bad life. And I'll never forget the day she left. She ran off to the end of the road, and I said, "Nala, you better not run off today." And in my heart, I had this gut feeling I was going to lose her, and she did. She ran away. When I finally was able to track her down, she had been found by the local animal shelter, and she was rehomed, and she is safe, thankfully, and happy living with someone. And I know that personally because I actually call and check on her, not as often as I'd like, but as often as is appropriate. So yeah, I don't know if that's true for anyone, but I know that right now I don't currently attend any meetings. I am just trying to face a day-to-day of sobriety on my own, using things like yoga and meditation and good music, healthy music, friends that are on a path similar to mine, whether they had used drugs or alcohol or not, and this book as well. So, and now you and this channel. So let's go ahead. That was the written commentary up top, and let's go ahead and read the revision. Few of us have any interest in recovering what we had before we started using. Many of us suffered severely from physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. Getting high and staying high seemed like the only possible way to cope with such abuse. Others suffered in less noticeable but equally painful ways before addiction took hold. We lacked direction and purpose. We were spiritually empty. We felt isolated, unable to empathize with others. We had none of the things that give life its sense of value. We took drugs in a vain attempt to fill the emptiness inside ourselves. Most of us wouldn't want to recover what we used to have. Ultimately, the recovery we find in NA is something different, a chance at a new life. We've been given tools to clear the wreckage from our lives. We've been given support in courageously setting forth on a new path. And we've been given the gift of conscious contact with a power greater than ourselves, providing us with the inner strength and direction we sorely lacked in the past. Recovery? Yes, in every way. We're recovering a whole new life better than anything we ever dreamed possible. We are grateful. Just for today, I've recovered something I never had, something I never imagined possible. The life of a recovering addict. Thank you, higher power, in more ways than words can say. And that is true for me. Each day on this new path, I know that I feel less anxious. I feel less anxiety. And I think that the lack of anxiety is now coming from the fact that I'm making a choice every day to steer away from drugs and alcohol and bad choices, ultimately. I feel a lot more honest in my heart and my soul. My truth is set forth when I communicate with people. I just find pleasure in trying to live a better life. I feel calm most of the time. I have my candles, little things like this. I have a little aloe plant with me and some books here with me. Just things that are calm and safe. And living a safe life may sound boring. Trust me, I don't like to be bored. But I do like to relax, and I like to be calm and peaceful and have some quietness. But I also don't like to be bored. So instead of thinking, because I don't like the thought of thinking, I will never be able to get tipsy again, or I will never feel that high again. Honestly, sometimes those thoughts make me feel, like, God, man, I want to have a little fun. I want to shake things up, But I know now, from everything I've done in my life, that those choices will only lead me to pain and heartache and loss and potentially my own death. Risking my own life and the people around me, whether they're strangers or people I know and love, is never going to be okay with me. And no longer, when I wake up each day, is it a choice that I am willing, or risk that I am willing to make or take. And I feel better these past few days than I have in the past few months. I feel better in these past few weeks than I have in these past few years, because I'm conscious, like this page states. I'm conscious of the choices I'm making. I'm conscious of what could happen if I didn't try to continue this path. And I want to see where I ultimately can go. And so I like to think that whether I'm in meetings currently or not, that I am today living a better life than I have probably ever, even at my best, when there was a time where I was at my best before I started using and losing. I'm at my best now because I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm conscious, I'm awake, I'm woke. And I feel proud of myself. And you should too, if you are even aware of what these choices you're making are doing to you, if you're in this place still of using, or if you're moving past it and you're on a journey. The fact that you're conscious of it and aware of it, you're in an even better place now, because you're aware. And when we become aware, I truly believe, I can't speak for you or anyone else, but I believe that when we're aware of what we're doing, we ultimately, as humans, want to change that. Because as humans, we know that there are things out there to reach for. There is greatness in this world. They may be far and in between, but that's what's worth living, is finding that peace and that happiness and laughter, love, just there's graciousness in this world, and we deserve to feel it and live it. And your existence today proves that you still have a chance to do that. That's all I have for today. I'm so glad that we're doing this. Thank you again, and I will see you very soon with another entry. Peace. Good night.